This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everyone, it's Steph, and I get to take over Rob's channel every Tuesday, so it's Takeover Tuesday with Steph. And Rob asked me to try out and do a top 10 for you, and my friend Charlotte, she suggested I do something regarding photography because I take a lot of pictures. I probably uploaded about, 20,000 pictures to BGG in the past 5 years or so. So I take a lot of pictures, all right? So I picked out 10 of my favorite photographs and I put them in an order, and I'm going to share with you those games, those pictures, and why I love them so much. So starting it off, number 10, I chose Seven Wonders. Now in this picture, I have the boats lined up and the nice blue background is kind of like water. So I customized the picture a lot to have that effect with the blue and then the little bit of color in the background to mimic the foreground. It just, everything about this picture and my love for Seven Wonders is just, it makes me really like that, that picture a lot. Seven Wonders is one of my all-time favorite games. I think it's number 5 on my list. If I were to go look at my top 10 favorite games, like this Seven Wonders is a game I would always play. And, drafting and good times. I'm sure many of you have probably played Seven Wonders at this point and either share my love for it or hate it, as I find most people are not really in the middle. They swing one way or the other. But Seven Wonders is awesome. I love it. So hopefully you like that picture. At number 9, right, I have Mountaineers. I like this picture for a few different reasons. It's coming down like a straight down shot, which I think is really cool. It gives it a weird dynamic because the whole board is actually like a 3D mountain that just peaks, and you're trying to climb around this like huge object, fulfilling these different goals. But the picture itself has the like circle on the outside and the pinpoint in the middle, and you can kind of see the different like climbers and their tracks. So I think that, there's something really nice about this image, and it's a really cool game, and I think that's a really cool shot. So Mountaineers, if you haven't played it, it kind of actually reminds me a little bit of Ticket to Ride. You're trying to meet these goals and fulfill your cards, and you get this certain movement, but it's very different, but it gives me the same feeling and the same depth because you're doing these different pathways and climbing up this mountain, and it's really cool. So if you haven't heard about it, I think that's one you should probably check out. Coming in at number 8 is a game that I've taken many photos of and I used to play all the time, called Letters of Whitechapel. Now, it was really hard to pick one from this game because I have several that I really like. Because the game is so thematic, there's ways that you can capture like Jack and the different like prostitutes that are walking around the board. But this one I like because Jack is in the foreground and you get the box cover in the back and it's kind of shadowing him and just the evil. I just get this whole evil vibe from it, and it's obvious about murder and stuff, so it's good. The other one that I have that I really like is a picture of Jack, and it shows the board, and it's just grimy, and it gives you this dingy feeling that I really like. So there's been a lot of good Jack the Ripper or Letters from Whitechapel pictures that I have liked over the years, so I don't know, that's pretty fun. My number 7 is Quadropolis. I submitted this one to one of the photo contests on BGG several years back, maybe 2-3 years now, and it didn't do very well. So I guess I might be the only one who really likes this picture, but I love it in Quadropolis that the meeples and everything are like see-through. So I made the room dark and I put up like a little flashlight, and you can kind of see through this mound of meeples and resources, and I don't know, it has nothing to do with the game. It's just like a cool picture that I really like. The game itself is like tile drafting and city building your own personal board, so it doesn't But, to have a good photography doesn't have to be thematic to the game itself. It just, for me, it just works, and I like, an artsier, quote unquote, artsier feeling to a photograph, if you will. Anyway, number 6 is Villainous. Now, I did a series of these images with the white and the reflections of these villainous figures that come with this game, which are just amazing. And even though it's not my favorite game, it's just having the games in my collection for those figures alone is worth it to me, because they are so photogenic, and you just want to take pictures of them because they are so cool. Out of the 3 that I really like that I've taken, this image that I'm showing is probably my favorite, because it's of the first expansion for Villainous, and it has the 3 new villains in the foreground that are perfectly placed in between the other ones that are in the background. So I think, and it's kind of like a different quadrant thing that you got going on, so it's visually appealing, at least to me. And so this one I really like. I like them all because I think I like that series of pictures that I took in general. So that one really stuck out for me. Number 5 is actually more recent. It actually happened this year, and I took it of Atlantis Rising, 2nd edition. Now, this game is just so beautiful in general. It wasn't hard to take a pretty picture of, Atlantis Rising, this new delivery that came out from Kickstarter that everybody backed and, really liked it. And there's this little hologram meeple that you'll see in this picture. And you can see through it, and it has all these different cool color variations on it, and that meeple is just so cool, and it photographs really well, and at some angles you can't even see it. It doesn't exist. Oh man, it's just it's so cool. I love it. And so just seeing the picture makes me happy, because it just gives me that, oh my god, that meeple. I just want to bring that meeple with me for all the games and just use it as my meeple whatever I'm playing. It's just so cool. Number four is pretty iconic. I mean, if you know me, if you follow the blog, you've probably seen this image about 1,000 times. It's probably just second nature. It's she still likes that picture? Yeah, I mean, it's basically my logo. It's Roll for the Galaxy, with all the cups in the background and the running meeples in front, and you get some reflections in the table, and that basically is the image that started my reflection craziness, and a lot of pictures I use reflections off of my black table here, and it's just, how can you not love that picture? I don't know. It's colorful. I mean, obviously if the game is more colorful, I'm gonna like it a little bit more, because I really do like color. So if I didn't include that picture in my top 10, I don't know what's wrong with me, but that was definitely, near the top. It probably should be at the top, but it's near the top. Number 3, Princess Jing. Probably many people haven't even heard of this game, but it has mirrors, and you're trying to sneak past and get through to the other side, and the other person's trying to do the same for you. So you're trying to figure out all these different patterns and remember what they've done and how you can block them and all these things. But so this picture I took is very moody. She's trying to escape, which gives you the feeling of the game, and there's 2 lit columns on either side, so it's like a hallway almost, and you could tell it's nighttime, and there's a spotlight on her. Was she caught? I don't know, but I don't know. There's something really nice about this picture that I think it's that's what I should frame, because I like it so much. And the game is, a 2-player abstract. So like I said, you're trying to get to the other side with escape, if you will, and you have to remember. So it's a lot of good things happening. It's a very cool picture. I really like it. Number 2, War of the Ring. Okay, 2nd edition in this case. And, alright, if you played the game, you all know that they don't all start right on that spot. Like, but it's so iconic because, you know, it's their adventure. You see the map going out, and you see everybody just starting right there. And you're like, okay, this is the Fellowship. They're ready for their journey. It's just, there's so much hope and promise and adventure awaiting. And I love, like, the tone of the picture. Everything about this image I really like. And I think you don't really have to know and appreciate the game to like this picture if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings at all. Or just, you know, an adventure, just a generic fantasy adventure. I think you could appreciate this image anyway. So I really like that one. And finally, my number 1 picture. It's something about it. It's Tokyo Highway. You have the one car centered down at the bottom there, and then you have all the pillars and the roads and the shadows of the cars. But this was also taken at Christmas time, so all of the bokeh lights in the background, it kind of gives you the city lights vibe, and then like the reflection is kind of like, oh, was it just raining? It's just all these like elements to this picture that I just absolutely love. And I don't know why, but I think I might be the only one who loves this image. And I also submitted this one, and it didn't win the BGG photo contest, but you know, I can't win them all, right? But for me, I think that I haven't seen a better picture that I've taken. Like, this is my favorite picture, hands down, of like, when somebody asks me what was my favorite picture I ever took, this is it. I always think, this is my picture. This is the picture that I love the most out of any game photograph that I've taken. And I don't even have the game anymore. I mean, the game is not really my kind of thing, but because I love this picture so much, maybe I should keep it. I don't know. The game itself is a abstract, well, in this case, it was the original game, so it was a 2-player abstract where you're placing up these little, like popsicle sticks with cars, and you're trying to get connections and points that way and that way and that way. And you don't want to knock anything over, so it's kind of a dexterity game as well. And, well, I mean, for me, it just was okay. But again, this picture still holds true to be my favorite picture that I've taken. So yeah, if you're curious, I do sell a lot of my photographs, and I can put a link in the like section below and with Rob, and you can check them out. If there's a image that you like that's not listed on my website, well, you can just let me know and I can figure something out. I've taken 20,000 pictures, so it's hard to really have them all for sale, but you know, if I have them conveniently on my computer or whatever, it's about finding when I played the game and what time and all these different things. But I have it all. It's just a matter of, you know, going through every image and figuring out what you like best. So, you know what, I love photos. I think it really sells a game. I always have enjoyed, like, doing a photo blog because of that reason. I'm a photographer. That's what I like. So now I'm trying my hand at videos, but, you know, I still will always have that love for photography over anything else. Photos were a hobby before. I've done it since high school, and then I went to college, and then I focused in photography in college, and I got, you know, so that's really what I've always done. Board games sort of fell into that category after the fact, and so now I'm a board game photographer, as it happens. So that's a little bit about my history of photography and my top 10 favorite photos. Thanks for watching. I'm Steph.